Yeah, Melissa, that new pill called zuranolone is the first of its kind treatment that's taken as a pill, and it works fast. And one local mother I talked to who experienced postpartum depression herself says it could be a game changer. If you've welcomed a new bundle of joy to your home recently, even if it's been months since giving birth, medical professionals say if you're feeling the slightest bit off or different, go get checked out by your doctor. Live in Weston, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Summer's nearing its end here in Weston, and they're capping it off with a celebration of Hmong culture, and the turnout has been massive. The event's been a huge hit, and many tell me they want to attend next year. In Weston, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Having a favorite coworker retire is never easy, but it's even harder here at North Central Healthcare, where Alvin, their beloved therapy dog, is retiring. And though it's hard to say goodbye, Alvin here is going to be enjoying the dog days of summer with plenty of pets and treats. In Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Yeah, Melissa, burgers, steak, venison, it doesn't really matter. The tick that causes the allergy used to be more in the southern part of the United States, but it's made its way up north more and more, with cases popping up in the Badger State. What would you do if the next time you bit into a steak, you broke out in hives?
Well, probably take a little bit of getting used to, but I think I could do it.
Cry and start burning tits alive.
That's the reality for people with alpha-gal syndrome, and that's just mild cases. AGS can cause full-on anaphylaxis in severe cases, and the number of cases is going up.
We know that there's a certain tick out there called the Lone Star tick that is primarily responsible for spreading this illness. That tick is starting to make its way into the Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin regions.
Lone Star ticks are pretty easy to spot, identified by a white spot on its back, but spread by other species hasn't been ruled out. And it moves fast, symptoms appearing as soon as 2 to 6 hours after eating, and they can be life-threatening.
And so some people might have a really mild allergic reaction. They might have some hives, might be a little bit itchy, they might have some nausea, but it can also be extreme, such as anaphylaxis, where it does require like an emergency medical response.
Unfortunately, there's no known cure for AGS. The only treatment is cutting out those foods from your diet, but that's not to say it's final. AGS sensitivity has been known to fade over time in some cases, with some users reporting less severe reactions as the years go by. Now, to protect yourself from ticks, doctors recommend the tuck. Now, what's the tuck? The tuck is basically you take your pants, tuck them into your socks, take your shirt, tuck it into your pants. Also, using a certified insect repellent and doing tick checks can help too. Live in Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Yeah, Eric and Melissa, I'm here outside the REI Sunflower Field, and they tell me they're expecting a big weekend. And anyone who wants to come down over the weekend and pick some sunflowers is welcome. As you can see behind me, there are plenty of sunflowers to still be picked. Crews with REI hard at work Thursday, looking to spread smiles with sunflowers. It all started a few years ago when REI saw what used to be an empty field across from their office and thought it could serve a better use. Now, it's turned into a yearly tradition and a great way to make someone's day a little brighter.
So it's kind of like a neat snowball effect that we can provide this for the community, and the community can then take it and spread it across the community, happiness and kindness, and just brightening someone's days.
Over the years, REI has partnered with everyone from the Lions Club to Peyton's Promise. The sunflowers are then donated to a wide array of different people and organizations.
Today they'll be going to some of our clients, as well as some of the service organizations in the community, like the fire department, and then some other people in need at nursing homes and things like that.
Like a sunflower blooming, the event has only grown in popularity each of the last 4 years.
The more we do it over the years, more people have come out. They've learned that we do it every year. They anticipate it. We have people that call and say, hey, are the sunflowers blooming? Can we come out and pick? So it's really spread throughout the community over the years.
Starting Friday, anyone is allowed to come to REI's field and pick a bouquet free of charge. If you're coming down over the weekend, just make sure to bring a canned good donation for Peyton's Promise. Live from the Sunflower Field, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Melissa, the wildfires are some of the most destructive and costliest natural disasters Hawaii has faced in a while. And with how far away the Aloha State is, the best thing you can do is open your wallet. The fires in Maui have left thousands without a home, and they're not out of the woods yet. Experts say it will take years to get Maui close to what it was before the fires, and it's estimated billions of dollars will be needed for relief. Charities tell me the best thing people can do right now is just give cash.
A dollar goes a long way, and 100% of donations that come in through this campaign will go directly out to the public.
That's why organizations like the Red Cross, United Way, Salvation Army, and Feeding America are trying to get as much funding as they can. And while it may seem like a good idea to send things like baby formula, clothes, or other supplies, all that does is take up time and space for things that aren't going to be needed for weeks.
A lot of times, if we get pallets and shipments and things like that in, it takes a lot of work to sort that, distribute that, and it takes up, resources to even do that. And if it's not a much needed item, that hinders some of the efforts as well.
If you want to start your own fundraiser, the Salvation Army says your best bet is to stay local, then send the cash along yourself.
Have a garage sale or have some kind of yard sale or a community event where they are selling these things, raise that money and then send that to the people in need.
Well, generosity is a virtue. Make sure you're being smart with your donations. The BBB says online scammers will take advantage of any opportunity they can get, even disasters like Maui.
Every time there is a disaster or a tragedy of some sort, scammers know that and they try to cash in on it as well.
If you're unsure if a charity is legit, your best bet is to stick with the big names to ensure someone is getting the help they need. And there's plenty of ways to help out by volunteering, too. Don't worry, you're not going to have to go to Hawaii, but most of these groups say they could help either by answering phone calls or filling out paperwork. Links to all of these resources will be on our website, WAOW.com. Live in studio, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Integrated Pain Solutions is gearing up to support U.S. and German track and field athletes in the Thorpe Cup in Germany. Integrated is a family-run business started by Dr. Kurt Draeger in 1987. Kurt has a lengthy history of working with decathlon and heptathlon athletes going back to the 2004 Olympics in Athens. He, along with his son Dr. Grant, have also worked with local and professional football and baseball athletes, including some notable Packers like Aaron Rodgers and David Bakhtiari. Working with such high-level athletes is still a shock to Kurt.
I have to pinch myself because it's like a dream come true to be able to take care of these world-class athletes, but then to have them seek out your care because you're developing tools that will help them long into the future to achieve their goals. That's very gratifying, but it's very humbling too.
There are a variety of treatments and tools they use to get the job done. What makes them stand out is their high-intensity laser therapy.
Without a doubt, the lasers heal faster inside the cell. You cannot get better than cellular healing.
There's the shockwave that uses sound waves to break up scar tissue and arthritis. Some more familiar tools are used as well, such as the Theragun. One of the women's track and field athletes they help, Jordan Gray, is the American record holder for women's decathlon. The Dragers say she's primed and ready for Germany.
So she had reconstructive surgery in her shoulder, and essentially, because of that surgery, scar tissue formed, it became a frozen shoulder. My dad helped to break her out of that. He was able to rehabilitate her shoulder, and she has since then scored personal records in her javelin throw.
The Dragers have their eyes and lasers set on working with soccer players next. Next year, the stakes get ratcheted up even higher as they plan on attending the World Athletics Track and Field Tournament in Budapest. In Mosinee, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.